This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Forward. John Wesley Hardin is not a name that most readers recognize today, but as an Old West gunslinger, he was the giant of his time. He was a man among men, a titan in Western gunfighter history. Granted that he was not a killer like Billy the Kid, but in his own way, he was better. Billy the Kid supposedly killed 21 men. Hardin most likely killed several dozen. John Wesley Hardin was named for the founder of Methodism, his father a Methodist preacher. So what was it that pointed Hardin in the direction of death as well as history? In this respect, Hardin may have slain as few as 15 or 20, or as many as 30 or 40. However, Chuck Parsons and Norman Wayne Brown made an excellent choice in choosing as their subject a man who would shoot first, pray quick, and ride harder than any outlaws or lawmen in the western United States history. It would seem that killing people was what John Wesley Hardin was born for, and speaking of that, he was born near Bonham, Texas, May 26, 1853. As he grew up, his parents raised him in a religious tradition, one steeped in Christian virtues. But somewhere during this early period, he grew up not only occasionally virtuous, but a man on a mission. And for whatever reason, this mission seemingly was death. Not his own, of course, but that of folks who opposed him. Readers may, of course, wonder about the wicked brew of ideas that bathed and shaped the mind of the boy Hardin. He grew up with a fierce fire and brimstone religiosity, but what turned him to killing? We really don't know. Did he lose his embodied religiosity? The answer apparently being yes and no. As a man who could have become a respected and accomplished preacher, he chose instead to become a defiant, murderous outlaw. So, as a writer, I have lived most of my adult life in the town where Hardin was killed. I have many times visited his grave at El Paso's Concordia Cemetery, in which John Wesley Hardin remains to this day. He continues to be the prime drawer of multitude hundreds, even thousands of visitors each year. Inside this cemetery lie former city mayors, county judges, preachers, shady ladies, ordinary citizens, businessmen, soldiers, teachers, politicians, a large Chinese group, and finally other gunslingers, such as John Selman, who ultimately killed John Wesley Hardin. John Selman himself rests under a shade tree, perhaps 100 yards from a foot of concrete covering Hardin's grave. The concrete and cage, of course, are not there to keep Hardin in, but to prevent screwballs, idiots, and lunatics from digging Hardin up. Leon C. Metz, El Paso, 2012.